so it is the structure of our economy that is causing that. And no matter which government is in power, that government will have to be confronted with this stark reality of how we have to navigate a situation where we can do something about our expenditures. And there are so many things that we can do. I mean, the public sector is too big. Why don't we look at certain aspects of the public sector and cut down? Let state-owned enterprises run on their own budgets. Have universities charge some sort of some fees that they can pay even lecturers, and they don't rely on the state for that. Why don't we allow some of the state-owned enterprises that the government pays their salaries to run and charge fees for their services and then pay their workers? I mean, then even in parliament, when you talk about parliament, the size of parliament, do we need 275 members of parliament? Can we rationalize the size of parliament? Our democracy is too expensive. And if you run such an elaborate democracy with all its huge expenditures, then you are always looking for ways in which you need to close the financing gap. And I mean, when you're on the fund program, then you need to raise the revenue. And that is why you are seeing all sorts of tax revenues that are coming, tax initiatives that are coming up, which are hurting businesses. And I think that the government should take a look at it. I mean, elsewhere, when tax initiatives are going to be implemented, there's education for about 6 months, at times a year. So everybody makes preparation towards that. And when it takes effective dates from a particular day, it runs on smoothly and everybody is aware. So to get a situation where new taxes that have been passed a long time ago are springing up on businesses and consumers, it's quite unfortunate. But I can get a sense with which this government is looking at all ways to raise revenue. Being an election year, and there are certain expenditures that we need to incur. And also having to raise revenue under the fund program where we are promising a fiscal deficit of 4.9. And so you get a sense that there's a little bit of desperation in trying to get the revenues to kick in. I believe that we are going to have to struggle a bit with the situation that we find ourselves until we have made good progress with structuring our economy in such a way that we are able to free some space so that we can be able to raise enough revenue to fund our expenditure. But with the current structure that we have and the expenditure profile of the public sector, I have my doubts we can do anything about it but to raise taxes, which unfortunately is hurting the business sector, and I think that is quite unfortunate.
But